Hey, y'all, it's your girl Claudia Jordan. We are back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. Now sit back, relax, and get ready to sip on this hot tea as we are going to spill. Please welcome Al Reynolds. What's up, Al?
What's going on, Claudia? What's going on,
Hey.
soulmates?
And please welcome Armand Wiggins. What's up, Armand?
What's going on? What's popping?
All right, you know what's popping? It's Friday, right? So we got this weekend coming up. So do y'all have any popping plans for this weekend?
Well, actually, I do. I'm going out. I'm going to an event this Sunday, and I just realized it's Mother's Day, so I'm probably going to be spending some money sending them out to my mom. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend for me.
All right, Al, how about yourself?
Well, you know, I'm going to finish doing the Netflix Laugh Festival, which is here, which is really interesting. I've got to see some good people. And Michael Blackson, I actually saw him this morning, Claudia and Rada, is going to be performing. So I'm going to try to catch that this weekend.
All right, that should be fun. It's Mother's Day, so I put a poll up on my Instagram if I should surprise my mother. My brother's taking her to Martha's Vineyard. She don't watch the show, so she misses the show every night, so she don't even know that I'm doing this. I think I'm gonna roll up on her and surprise her. And she thinks I don't celebrate Mother's Day because I've always been busy, but I'm gonna just show up and just like roll up on her with like balloons and stuff. So watch this be the one show she finally watches. I just she ruined the whole surprise, right? Okay, it is Friday. So are you drinking tonight? Either one of y'all? Armand, you drinking?
Yes, I am drinking. I'm doing a little Terra Romano in punch today.
Okay. I don't even know what that is. It sounds fancy and expensive. Al, what you drinking?
Nope, just water and lemon.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's get into some topics. We don't need alcohol to be popping, but it does help. All right. Once again, we are highlighting Mental Health Awareness Month, so it's only right that we kick off the show with some positive news. The president of Tennessee State University, Dr. Glenda Glover, surprised each graduating student with $50. Take a look.
It's impossible for all of us to assemble together after this commencement, but you can still have lunch on me. So while you are standing, I want you to bend down and look under your chair. Every one of you should have a $50 bill.
Okay, now, soulmates, before y'all throw some shade, because we definitely have had the lunch convo on how much money is appropriate, please note that nearly 600 students graduated from TSU last Saturday. What are your thoughts on this generous donation? Al, what do you think?
You know, I think $50 is a lot of money, so I'm here for it. And clearly the graduates were here for it. They were happy to get it. I just thought it was a very nice gesture, and it really warmed my heart.
All right, Armand, $100 Armand, what you think?
Hey, listen, the only thing that was missing from that was in Jesus' name. I shout out on a bullshit. I would have been in there shouting and jumping up and down, okay? Thank you for the $50. I don't care if it was $10. That is a lot of money for her to give out to all of those students. So just on that day, everybody is already happy. So just to get a $50 donation like that from your teacher or your principal is amazing, on top of all the other money that they're getting from their friends and family. So that was just a fantastic day all around for everybody. And I couldn't be even more excited about it. So it was great.
And to be clear, I know we've had this conversation before, but that other conversation was someone dating that was actually flossing on the gram as opposed to a teacher surprising students like just because. I think it's totally different. And 600 times $50, ballin', love it. Switching gears, Russell Simmons recently shared his concerns on the rap beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Check this out.
Call this guy a white boy or a pedophile. Call this guy, even saying, oh, look, I raised my children properly. That's my focus. I'm a real man because I do the following. That can't feel good if you're not quite the same man he is. Every little punchline is hurtful. And they lead to more hurtful punchlines and to gunplay.
All right, y'all, what are your thoughts on his remarks? Armand, what do you think?
I mean, I agree with them. But at the same time, had he been saying this like 30 years ago, like he's one of the pioneers of hip hop. He's ushered hip hop culture in. So it's like, you understand that it's a sport and we love it. And I get it now. He's in Bali, he's a monk or whatever he is now, which is cool. I'm here for it. But, let the boys do their thing. But I do see him saying like, hey, it doesn't need to get to a certain level of violence. So I'm with him. But at the same time, let's not dilute the sport of hip hop here. OK.
All right. Al Reynolds, what do you think?
Well, this is my thing with this conversation. I think he's right. I mean, everything he said was right. But me personally, I'm still not interested in hearing from Russell Simmons right now. I think Russell Simmons needs to kind of stay out of the chat, and he needs to get his own legal affairs in order because, they say, he's been accused of a number of things. So for me, everything he said made sense to me. Everything he said, resonates. But for me, I'm just not ready to hear from Russell Simmons these days.
Okay. I get it that he has those charges, but I feel like he has a right to speak on it because he is one of the pioneers of hip hop. Now we can put that aside because we all have dirt, you know what I mean? And we talk about everybody and their mama every single night. So I kind of have to be a little bit more, I can't be a hypocrite, right? If we weren't doing this, then we could be shady and be like, well, who is he to say anything? But yeah, we would like for him to also address his drama as well. But yeah, I think he does make some valid points. I do think the fellas are keeping it respectful. I did hear some tea about the shooting, that there's rumors, allegations, this is all alleged, that Weeknd's people had something to do with it. That's rumors, allegations, allegedly. I'm just saying that right now. But Kendrick is getting the blame. But I think that's crazy that the R&B singer is getting those kind of blames. But I hope we do not go down that path. We've been here, done that before, and hopefully the fellas keep it on wax. All right, during an appearance on the Tamron Hall show, Shaunie Henderson opened up about her marriage with her ex-husband, Shaq. Shaunie said, looking back, I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man, but I was in love with the idea of being married to the man I had a family with. I was in love with the idea of building a life together. I truly did enjoy spending time with him. NBA road trips gave me a chance to be with my husband and experience this NBA for a little while. NBA life for a little while now. Have you guys ever grappled with the idea of building with someone versus loving them? Al, what do you think?
I think at this age, I can definitely build with you and not necessarily be completely in love with you. I really enjoyed her transparency, and it's a memoir, so she gets to go deep down in her crate of emotions and feelings and express them. And this is one of the things that she expressed, and I think we should respect it. The best thing about it, though, is they have 4 beautiful kids together. And I will say this, I wonder if her kids, how they felt hearing their mom say this about their dad. I just want to get in their heads for a minute and see how does that make them feel to know that their mother was actually never in love with their dad.
When I heard that, I was like, oh my God. But then again, as much as Shaq has admitted to his infidelity, I mean, maybe the feeling was mutual, and at least she's honest. There's a lot of people that live that lifestyle, marry for the money, the power, the access, and will never say it. They'll take it to their grave. You know what I mean? So the fact that she said that and put herself out as a target, because everyone's kind of going in on her now. Now, Shaq replied to Shaunie's interview and wrote, I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. That sounds kind of sad. Armand, what do you think?
Child, that sounds like a nice way to say I was in it for the high road, the high life. I wanted to get some money. I wanted to see what the fame looked like. I wanted to see what it was like to be a basketball wife. And, I wanted some kids out the deal, and I got to live that life. I really didn't love them like that, but I got to experience something that maybe I wouldn't have experienced before in my life. And if I'm Shaq, to be honest with you, y'all may not like this, but, any guilt that I have felt for cheating on her, it would be gone out the window once I know that this woman didn't love me, but she appreciated the life that she got to live with me during that time. Girl, please, I'm glad I banged those other girls. I'm glad I cheated.
I kind of feel like it's a case of what came first, the chicken or the egg. Was it the cheating that made her be like, I'm not really in love with you? Or was it came out the gate? I think it's a little bit of both.
I feel like if you loved me, whether I cheated on you or not, you loved me and I just cheat on you and I hurt you. But to say that you don't know if you ever loved me.
That's that man attitude. That is that testosterone.
No, like if I say that I love you, whether I cheated on you or not, you know what I mean? I loved you, whether you cheated on me or not.
Okay, so
I think also she could be experiencing a different type of love now with this new husband, and she feels like this new love that I'm experiencing is what love should feel like. So she may not have had anything to compare it to until she fell in love with this guy and wanted to marry him. So I wouldn't beat her up too much about it.
I like that point too, though. That's a good one.
And back in the day, Shaq was, he was at the top of his game. He had a lot of girls in LA because I remember Shaq. He was out there. And maybe Shaunie at the time felt like I won. Sometimes it's that competition thing. Like, all the girls, you want to marry me? So guess what? I'm going to marry him. Whether I'm in love or just like him or he I.
Wasn't she young too? Wasn't she like 18, 17?
I don't know if she was that young, but yeah, she was probably, I don't know.
Listen, that's going to make me go home and ask Mama, do you really love me? I need to know. Do you feel like you love me? Let me know. Because it's cool. If you say that you don't, that's cool. But I'm finna go next door real quick. I'm
They
not
don't
about to play this game with you.
They ain't gonna tell you till later. They do not tell you up front. All right, speaking of Shaunie, her husband, Pastor Keon Henderson finally addressed his controversial comments towards a praising church member. Pastor Henderson stated that it's been a 4-year battle with the church member. He also added, I've already talked to her personally. I had to already have ushers go up to her. I've had everything done. So she did it publicly after being asked not to. All right, y'all, what are your thoughts on Pastor Henderson addressing the situation on a talk show? Al, what do you think?
I thought that this was the quickest correction of a bad situation I've ever seen. It happened like on a Sunday, and they were on Tamron Hall on a Tuesday. I was like, wow, they really know how to autocorrect. I like the idea that he gave more clarity to it. I like the idea that he talked about order and in his church service, and he did give it context, so it didn't seem as rude. Because think about it, this is somebody who you've been dealing with this same issue for 4 years. I promise you, I would have snapped my fingers too. I promise you, I would have gone over there and said, come on now, like we talked about this. This is year 4. We talked about this. Let's bring it in and let's get the order back so that I can do my prayer for the rest of the congregation.
Now, for those who do not know, Pastor Henderson told a church member to be silent in the name of Jesus during praise and worship. Armand, what do you think?
I mean, I get it. I do feel like this was a quick correction. But at the same time, I still stand on a lot of these pastors and churches. It's all performative now. It's about their own celebrity. And at the end of the day, if you've been dealing with something like this for 4 years and she's been a constant problem, and if you were so bold enough to tell that woman to silence in Jesus' name, then you should have told that woman not to be on the stage in the first place. She should have had a seat in the back or somewhere upstairs where you guys can quickly usher her out if need be. Why is she on the stage? Out of all places, if she's a continuous offender of the same thing. So for me, I'm not really with it. I just feel like it was a bit performative. She got in his way while he was singing and he wanted people to hear him sing, and she was messing up the production.
Oh, we got
a story.
No, she was on stage because she's part of the choir. That's why.
Choir, yeah.
Well, she should be out of the choir. Move her. If you're dealing with this for 4 years, if you can't get it, then you probably need to be demoted and out of the choir. There's rules, there's checks and balances. Get up out the choir, period.
At first, I felt like, well, maybe if she's so moved by the service that she's like cannot help herself, because don't y'all have them outbursts and speaking in tongues and all kind of stuff happening, or you just get emotional and who are we to say? But I don't really know, because I don't really know who's fake and who's not. I really don't, and that includes the pastor and includes the people that are in the audience. The parishioners, I don't really know what's real anymore. So I guess we'll never know. Praise God. All right, coming up next, Whoopi gets candid about past drug addictions, and later, find out why Gilbert Arenas is under fire. Oh, Lord, keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Scene 103, take 1.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
How do I know the way I'm gonna respond to it?
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe.
What if you end up in the hospital? That's what I'm scared of.
If you was to die, man, that would literally kill me, man.
I hug you.
Yes. If it made you feel that way, bro, I would probably do. I love you, man. I love you too.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all. Whoopi Goldberg is getting candid about her past drug addiction in her new memoir. Whoopi stated, "I was invited to parties where I was greeted at the door with a bowl of Quaaludes from which I could pick what I wanted. Lines of cocaine were laid across tables and bathroom counters for the taking." All right, y'all. What are your thoughts on Whoopi's struggle with addiction? And have you guys experienced the same? Al, what do you think?
I don't think I've dealt with the addiction, but I love this about Whoopi. I love her transparency. I know Whoopi's got a ton of these types of stories that I just want to sit down with her, hang out with her, and talk about it. She's been in the game for so long. She's navigated to the highest level. She's an EGOT, right? So I just like it. I love it when a Black woman of power and influence shares these type of stories to let other people know that I've been there. I've been there, and if I can overcome an addiction, if I can keep pushing forward and I can be this successful, the rest of you can too. I cannot commend her enough for this type of transparency.
Whoopi's not that age, and especially being an EGOT winner, there's nothing else to prove. You know,
Right.
she doesn't have to be apologetic for anything. She could say, yeah, I did it. And what? And I'm still here. I'm still standing, and it didn't take me out. At that event last week I was at, she was talking about some of her life stories, and she has a fascinating history. She was talking about how Elizabeth Taylor went to bat for her and made it where she had to get a gift for every booking that she got, and went to the calls all around Hollywood to the studios. I encourage you all to get her book. It sounds really fascinating. Armand, what do you think about this and her being so honest about it?
I love it. You know, that's one thing that I really pride myself on too, especially a person that kind of like talks and, you know, has a platform where you're giving your opinion. You really can't have secrets, and you never know who you inspire and who has done the same thing. So for me, I rock with Whoopi for this. I've been there before. I've done coke before. I've done Molly before. It's no secret. Y'all know my tea. Like, I've been there. So I love that she's transparent about it, because a lot of people will sit there and turn their noses up, and baby, they're turning it up at the party too. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think that a lot of people have done it before, and it's part of your story. And I'm glad that she's here to share that story, and she's overcome addiction. So shout out to her.
Whoopi Goldberg, we appreciate you, and I love how unapologetic you are. Like, that's why you've been around so long. All right, y'all, a woman on social media is sharing her concerns about Serena Williams' appearance. Take a look.
But me saying that she looks like a mess is not rooted in colorism and misogyny. While it may not be constructive, it is a valid critique. It's really the wigs that do it for me. The wigs are always dry. They never really complement her skin tone. Her makeup always looks too damn light for her face. Her plastic surgery is unrecognizable. She got these damn fillers in her face, got her looking like Phaedra Parks. Her wardrobe is always ill-fitted. She never wears anything that complements her body. I'm tired of it. I'm almost positive that she has non-Black people styling her.
All right, do you think she's out of line, Armand?
Absolutely not. She's 1000% correct. And, you know, just to add to that, I feel like, you know, with Serena Williams, light skin like that, the wigs, the makeup, the hair, at this point, Serena Williams looks like a white drag queen. She looks like a drag queen. She does not look like a woman. She looks like a bad drag queen with these bad wigs, this bad makeup, this ashy skin tone. Like, it just doesn't look good. And I wish that Serena gets it together, because she's looking more and more masculine each and every time I see her.
All right, Al, what do you think?
I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I did not like this. I will never like this. This woman, Serena, grew up with so much hate and criticism from white media. Her life has always been under some type of microscope. She is one of our best athletes in history. I refuse to say anything negative about that woman. She's gone through too much for us to look at her now and have a whole lot to say about her. This is a successful, smart, Black woman who has achieved levels of success that some of us will never even touch or be close to. For me, people like that should be hands off. You should give her respect for all that she's done, not only for our culture, but just for America in general. This woman is a global ambassador, and I don't like the fact that another black woman is criticizing a black woman like this on her platform. This woman's been through too much, and I can never be caught talking about her in a bad way.
I think we pick and choose sometimes because we definitely have talked about other people here. And I echo your sentiment. She's definitely been through a lot. I don't really put this on her so much as her team. I feel like her team is the people that are not doing her right. Serena is off the chain, incredible, amazing. All those accolades you said, 1000% in agreement. But she has not picked the right team. And they have her out here, and I think the criticism that lady said may come off cruel, but it was correct. I see her. I want the best for her because she's all those things. And when I like someone and admire someone and respect someone, I don't want anyone to be able to like go in on them. Like, let's tie up all the loose ends. Like, give them nothing. Give them no area to criticize you. But the facts are, she is having a makeup artist that is not matching her skin tone. She is having people that are doing her hair that's not matching her texture or her style. Recently at the Met Gala, Venus Williams showed up. And they both had issues with kind of in this department, and she stepped her game up. And I see people recently talking about how great Fantasia's stylist is and got her all the way looking amazing. And I would love if Serena could partner up with some of these people and get her to that level, that elite level. I want her appearance to match her dopeness, to match her accomplishments, because I don't like that too. I hate that she has all this stuff going on and then the story is about her looks, right? But we cannot ignore that her team is failing her. I think that we have to be careful with just trying to get people to like us so we don't tell them the truth, because it does more harm to them when we try to pander to them and not tell them the truth because we want them to be our friends. You have to tell them, hey, girl, you don't look good. You were at the Met Gala. Your skin looked ashy. Your wig was shifted. And she's a tougher looking built woman. They have to soften her look up. She should not be on the Met Gala stage looking like an ashy drag queen. Period. At the end of the day, you can be as successful as you want to be. All those things that Al said can be true, but the same thing also can be true that she looked a mess. Period. I don't want to call her drag queen. I will say her team definitely failed her. They're not matching her skin tone with the makeup, and I don't like that for her. And I just wish whoever's in charge of hiring her glam team, they got to get it together, because I put that on them, because she's probably hiring these people like they're supposed to be the experts. They know, so she probably doesn't challenge them. She's probably very like mild-mannered about it, like, okay, well, this is what they think is popping. And then she doesn't realize with the flashes and everything, and it's their fault. But at some point, Serena, you have to take control of your image, because you are too bomb and too much of a star. We want to see you. We want to see you on those best dressed lists, because that's where you belong. You know, with your level and your credits, your credentials, you should be amongst the greats and all across the board. All right, the king of filing lawsuits, 50 Cent, is back at it again. This time suing his ex-girlfriend, Daphne Joy, after she accused him of rape. The rapper says the only reason she made that accusation was due to him seeking full custody of their 11-year-old son after she was listed as one of Diddy's sex workers in Lil Rod's lawsuit. All right, y'all. Do you think 50 Cent is taking it too far or justified? Al, what do you think?
No, he's not taking it too far. When you're filing a custody case, you've got to fight negative or lies, you know, told about you. Like, what judge, if this is true, what judge would let him have full custody if he raped the mother, like, or is physically abusive to the mother? So I think he does what 50 does. He puts 50, you know, he makes it very clear, you're not going to play with me, and when you do, you're going to have to pay, period. And this lawsuit looks good for him for getting custody of his child.
All right, Armand, what are your thoughts?
I absolutely agree with that point there, because at the end of the day, this is what you do when you're innocent. You don't sit there and be quiet and let 50 other people come out and then they start jumping on the bandwagon. Then you start losing money and endorsement deals, and then you losing cases. He just opened up his production studios. We don't have time for that. He sees what happened with Diddy. So listen, you want to put out that allegation? We're taking it straight to court. That is what an innocent person does. All right, prove it. Prove it in court. So I stand by 50 Cent with this. You can't just throw out allegations like that and not think that there's going to be consequences, especially if I'm innocent.
50 Cent is really smart. Like, he knows how to toe the line and go to the extreme of baiting you irritating you, harassing you, and embarrassing you, where you react and then you get emotional, you react, and you make a misstep legally. And if she did say this, if she did in fact admit to, I only said it because I was in a custody battle, then you lost this case, Daphne. And I wish the best for you as a mother. I think you've been through a lot. I've seen you be in other relationships that were at least emotionally abusive. I've witnessed it online with you, and I've actually felt really bad for you. But you cannot make a misstep with this with someone like 50 Cent, who has the lawyers he has. So I hope you didn't really say, I only said it because we're in a custody battle. You only should say something like that if it really happened. And again, I talk about this all the time. Rape allegations are huge, and so many people who really raped don't come forward. And it doesn't help the real victims out there. I'm not saying you're not a real victim, because I don't know. But it doesn't help people having empathy towards victims if you say, I said it, but I only said it because of this. Don't do that to men, and men don't do that to women.
I think she also misstepped because she was told, he gave her a chance. He said, take it down, retract, make a statement saying that you lied, right? And she wouldn't take it down. And she said that she would take it down if he paid her. So now he's getting her for defamation and extortion.
Yeah, that's not a good look, and it's going to go really bad. And Daphne, again, you've been through a lot. I do know this. So please get it together. If there's a way to rectify this, because you're not going to, this guy's going to not stop. 50 is relentless, and he rarely loses. All right, coming up next, Gilbert Arenas is advocating for deadbeat dads. Is it appropriate to kiss your parents on the lips? Let's talk about it when we come back.
TGIF.
Can you imagine 30 million people walking around sexually frustrated because they can't get to their porn?
You're looking at one right now. I'm going to say this.
Every weekday.
I'll never live in Texas again. It's the worst.
What's your favorite porn, Armand?
Oh, I'm not getting into that. My God.
On Fox Soul.
Now, what's yours?
And listen, don't judge me, okay? Massage porn.
That's boring now. Give me a good three-way gang.
Oh, I knew it was going to come out.
Yes, yes.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all, listen, we love talking about alcohol, but we love talking about food because we are all greedy and we love tasty things. So let's get into this. Wild Grain is the first ever bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, fresh pastas, and artisanal pastries. Every item bakes from frozen in 25 minutes or less, no thawing required. And you can now fully customize your Wild Grain box so you can choose any combination of breads, pastas, and pastries. You can even build a box of only breads, only pastas, or only pastries if you'd like. Now, for a limited time, you can get $30 off the first box plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/T to start your subscription. You heard me, free croissants in every box and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/T. That's wildgrain.com/T, or you can choose promo code T at checkout. Al, You love you some wild grain. What was in
Yes,
your
I
most
do.
recent wild grain box, and what is your favorite item that you've tried?
Everything in the box is amazing. I love the croissants. I love the pasta. I love the bread. I love the cookies. I love the peach pockets. I like the apple pockets. I like the chocolate pockets. Everything in that box, I'm telling you, is top level, good quality, and you feel like you're actually in the country of Italy.
Oh, okay. Well, we need to get that then. 'Cause I'm ready to be in Italy eating that, eating some wild grain. All right, promotional considerations furnished by Wild Grain. Okay, let's get back to some more topics. Gilbert Arenas is under fire after criticizing NBA star Whoopi Goldberg for skipping the playoff game to support his wife during the birth of his first child. Gilbert said, "It's a baby, bro. It's gonna be there when you get back. Whatever you think you're about to do with the baby, he gonna be asleep. I get that you want to be with your wife and smiling and stuff, and your good NBA healthcare insurance because he's playing." What are your thoughts on Gilbert Arenas' insensitive remarks? Al, what do you think?
I think Laura Govan from Basketball Wives told us what type of dad he was. So this makes perfect sense. Like, he's just not that dude. He's not going to run to the hospital when you're having a child and be holding your hand if he's playing basketball. I didn't like it. I thought it was insensitive and I thought it was in poor taste. And I applaud the young man that did go be with his wife. And it's what, their first child, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, the thing is, basketball is going to be there. Your child is only born once. You're going to play games, 52 games in 1 year, right? You're going to play
80 games.
Yeah, like 80 games. So it's like, what is he talking about? You don't want to miss those very, very intimate, like, moments like that with your wife, and especially your first child. I'm definitely in support of him going.
I got to piggyback off what you said. 80 or 82 games, and then if you're in the playoffs, there's even more games. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and your child. Imagine missing the birth of your child for a game that you end up getting blown out in. You lose. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, and yeah, your child may not remember it, but it's not just about your child. It's also about being supportive and holding the hand of the wife, the woman who's bearing your child, especially your first child. Gilbert, you say a lot of stuff that's fun and goes viral, and you shake the table a lot. And I know you do it for shock value, but sometimes I wish you would stop, because I think it takes away from your, your resume, your basketball resume, because now we know you for more like saying stuff like this insensitive. That's kind of insensitive. I really do think that's insensitive. And I want to believe that you love your kids. Like, were you not there for the birth of all your kids? I really want to know now. Armand, what do you think?
I feel like he had to be trolling, because at the end of the day, nobody really thinks that. Like, to me, I feel like that's crazy. Like, who wouldn't want to be there for the birth of their child? I feel like you want the pictures, you want the moment, it's the family, it's the camaraderie. On top of that, you never know what happens in childbirth. Something can happen to the mother, something can happen to the child. You want to be there. God forbid one of them die or something on the table and you're not there. Like, I just feel like that's crazy. So as a man, like, you should want to be there for your son. And I think that sets a great precedence for how you're going to be as a father going forward. So if you're absent on the day of the birth because you chose basketball, that's going to say a lot about you being present in the child's life going forward.
Agreed. And again, it's not like you only have 3 games. You have like 82 and more if you make the playoffs. All right, keep it locked, because coming up next, a woman is calling out Keke Palmer. And later, we are playing a fun game of Never Have I Ever. Stay tuned.
You know how to fry chicken?
No, I don't.
You ain't got no
Give me that black card back.
TGIF.
It's not about blackness. I don't make any fried foods, okay?
Boo!
The chat is going in about this fried chicken. Lynette19 said, I am blackity black, and fried chicken is not my favorite go-to meal. Stop with the stereotypes, okay?
Live and interactive.
Oh, Al, you don't even cook, please.
Fried chicken, fried fish. Come on, baby.
On Fox Soul.
You see certain things get reincarnated in your children. My daughter is very much inspired by my wife's artistic pursuits. So my daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around, and I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanting to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you didn't. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
Welcome back to the show. A woman is calling out Keke Palmer for how she shows affection to her parents. Check this out.
I'm a Palmer. Of course I still kiss both my parents on the mouth.
See, the thing about, being affectionate to your parents, I know I'm probably not the most equipped to talk about this because, I'm African. First time I told my mom I love her, she said, thank you. I'm just saying, if done right, your daddy's lips that he did like this to kiss you in the mouth. That's the same lips that's probably been down south.
What are your thoughts on her commentary? And would you guys express this type of affection with your parents? Armand, what do you think? You kissing your parents on the mouth or not?
I don't kiss my parents on the mouth, but I don't mind it because I think that we are in a space where everything is being hypersexualized and it's just not that serious. You know what I mean? So for me, this felt innocent. And let me just be honest with you. I'm going to just be all the way honest. Like, my parents probably ain't going to want to kiss me in the mouth. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like the girl in the video, she was talking and she basically was saying, your parents is going down south on each other and then you're kissing them in the mouth. I feel like they were doing that as kids, younger. So they did that to birth you and they kissed those little babies in the mouth. That's when they're really getting frisky. They're not getting frisky in their 60s like that, eating each other out and stuff. So for me, I feel like parents don't want to kiss their grown adult kids in the mouth because we be outside carrying on. So at the end of the day, we're more of the risk than our parents are these days.
Well, thanks for keeping it real about how your risky behavior and how you out in these streets, Armand.
I'm just saying, I'm outside sometimes. You feel me? I don't think my dad and my mom are just out there. You know what I mean? Now, maybe me, but not them.
So the risk here is you, not your parents.
Honestly, the risk here will be the younger person. The risk will be the child, not the parent.
Okay, Al, what do you think about this and kissing on the mouth?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I love seeing affectionate parents and kids. It just shows the amount of love and respect that she has for her parents and trust. And it's something that's built, and that she's maintained over, how many ever years Keke is. I like it. As far as what the young lady was saying, for some people, they're not used to this type of affection in their household. So when you're not used to this type of affection in your household coming from your parents, then it looks awkward. And the one thing that you usually do when you're not used to this type of affection is you sexualize it when it's couldn't be the furthest from the truth. So I'm here for it. I like that Keke continues to use examples like this to teach us like how much she loves her parents. I like it.
So I don't kiss my parents on the mouth at all. And I'm like the girl that was commentating, like, as far as like saying I love you, we didn't have a very loving, like the actions were done in my house, but the words were never said. And we weren't all over each other. We're definitely not touchy-feely in my family at all. Like, I would come home from college break after like months and walk into my grandma's house. I'd be like, hey, everybody. And they'd be like, what's up? I'm like, oh, hi. So that's just how they were, but they love you to death and they'll show you in other ways. Now, I'm anti-kissing on the mouth because I only kiss people on the mouth in a sexual way. That's just me, but I'm not like looking down my nose at people that do it. It's not like I'm like, ew, how could you? And I don't think about, oh, it was his mom rocking the mic or his dad eating it out. I'm not thinking about that kind of stuff. I just don't like people's mouths. Like, I'm just not, I don't even like drinking after people. I just don't. And that includes after my mom and parents and friends. I don't do any of that. I barely can pass the blunt. I'm just saying.
But think about those poor babies from these young parents. They're doing whatever they're doing. And as soon as they get the baby, poor baby kissing them all in the mouth. That's more dangerous to me than you actually kissing your mom and dad on the lips at, 50 and 30 or whatever. Them young parents kissing their baby in the mouth is terrible for that child.
Well, yeah, we've actually we talked about people that have given babies herpes, having sores on their mouths, and then they go out and kiss.
Ooh.
Not saying that this has anything to do with Keke Palmer and her family. I don't want to mix that story with her, but we're talking about the overall picture of this topic. I've gotten real germophobic, especially after COVID. I don't want old lady spit on my drink, on my cup, on my mouth. Sorry, Mom, I love you. You ain't watching the show anyway, so I'm definitely not kissing you on the mouth. But if she loves it, I don't look down upon it. It's just not for me. And I think it's cute. I look cute with them. It didn't look sexual to me in any stretch of the imagination. It didn't look sexual. Keke and her parents. Did it look like that to you guys? Sexual? I don't think so.
But can you just kiss some random person at the bar? Have you ever done that? You've never done that? Oh, okay. Maybe not. I have. I've been drunk and I've kissed somebody at the bar before, child. I've done it.
Just someone you didn't know, just kiss them on the mouth and that's it?
Probably. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well, you're lucky because they say like 28% of people got that hurt. So I'm just like,
oh
lucky.
My God.
Especially in New York. I'm saying you rolling the dice. I like craps, but only in the casino. I like gambling only in the casino. All right. Tiffany had recently revealed that she's gaining more clarity since she decided to stop drinking alcohol and having sex. Tiffany said, I feel like I have more restrictions. I was way too nice when I would be drinking, way too accommodating, and probably way too loud because alcohol makes you deaf. I think I'm a little meaner now. I'm quick to tell people no now. Armand, have you've been open about receiving clarity when you were not drinking. Do you agree with Tiffany?
Yeah, I do. I feel like you get a lot of clarity without drinking, and you save a lot more money, and you can manifest a lot more things in your life, and you have more energy, and you have more time to do things. Like when you're drinking, you spend so much more money, you have to deal with hangovers, and then you always have to remember, what did I say? Did I send this text last night? Did I do something crazy? You always end up embarrassing yourself at some point when you're too drunk too. And you can have some, risky one night stands.
Kissing random people at the bars that may or may not have the hurt. Okay.
Hey, no, we're not about to put that on me. No.
Al, what do you think about this?
I'm feeling some kind of way about it because just drinking in moderation shouldn't be a problem. You're not going to fog your anything if you drink in moderation. I think if she's doing too much drinking, then great. Do whatever it takes for you to flush out where it is that you're trying to mentally and emotionally and maybe even physically take yourself. But for me in general, I don't like when these type of conversations come out of Tiffany's camp. And you guys know I'm a huge Tiffany fan. I just feel like Tiffany might need to take a break from social media for a little while because I watched her interview on The View and that interview was so amazing. She talked about her childhood. She talked about her school teacher. She talked about all these amazing things. But what we end up seeing in the blog is this type of rhetoric. And I don't like that.
Well, she had 3 DUIs though. So she clearly had a problem.
Right.
Well, I will say this.
This works for her.
They weren't all really being drunk. Yeah, some were, she was sleepy. And I actually got to talk to her at that event. I saw her and we talked about it. We discussed it because she knows that we have had conversations about her on this show. And she was like, yeah, she didn't appreciate people running with the narrative that she was drunk all the time. She said she's not. She said, I was sleepy. I was working with the homeless all day. I was exhausted. I fell asleep in my car. And it wasn't really a DUI. I will say this, and to your point, Al, yeah, I think she's doing great interviews, but that's not really her fault what's coming out. All too often, the clip that gets to go viral is the most negative part of the entire interview, right? They don't say that, the part that she has clarity now and that she's feeling better and she's wanting to bring it back. I think this is a good thing because Tiffany's been being dragged for years for having fun, for getting drunk or falling asleep in her car, right? And we don't always know the full story. And I feel like a lot of times people get demonized on stuff that is not necessarily all the way true. I think we can all probably attest to that a little bit. And once that narrative is out there, it's really hard to bring it on back. It's out there. That's it. Armand,
I see y'all like Tiffany Haddish. I see where that's going because Tiffany Haddish ain't just been demonized for being drunk. Tiffany Haddish has been a nuisance. She's got online and said reckless and crazy things. She got exposed in that skit. She's done stuff that has gotten her dragged. Tiffany Haddish is not just some walking victim here. We cannot do that.
Well, I'm not saying she's a walking victim. I'm just saying, as far as the criticism for this particular interview, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I don't think there's anything wrong with what she said in this. I think this is actually a step in the right direction. Because if she didn't do this, we'd be saying, you know what she should be doing? She should be doing interviews about her clarity and how she's trying to clean up her thing. And I hope this is a step in the right direction towards her, you know, fixing all of that stuff. You know, I really do. All right. Halle Berry is opening up about the importance of destigmatizing the conversation surrounding menopause. Take a look.
I said to him, you know why I'm having this issue, right? And he says, yes, I know. I said, tell me, why am I having this issue? He said, you tell me why you're having the issue. I said, no, you tell me why I'm having the issue. And we went back and forth. You tell me, you tell me, you tell me. I finally realized he wasn't going to say it. So I thought, okay, I have to do what no man can do. I have to say it. I said, I'm in menopause, okay? And that's why I'm having this issue. And he said, oh my God, I could never say that to you. Look at you, you don't look like you're in menopause. I could never say that. And if I said that to all of my female clients, they'd punch me. And again, I knew that is why I'm here doing this work, because it has to be destigmatized. The shame has to be taken out of menopause. We have to talk about this very normal part of our life that happens. Our doctors can't even say the word to us, let alone walk us through the journey of what our menopausal years look like, or our years after that, right?
I love Halle Berry so much. She is my absolute favorite. I want to say this, Halle Berry, I'm 51 now. I so appreciate someone as stunning and beautiful as you. And the only reason I mention your looks is because people think menopause, they think big back, uncomfortable, unattractive, you know, not a sexual being anymore. People that are kind of like thrown away, because, you know, they like to throw away women after 35. You're old. You know, this woman continues to look extremely stunning and beautiful and has so much grace. And the fact that she's taken this ugly word on and owning it and being kind of the face of it right now, Halle Berry being the face of that is so helpful to other women that feel like, what is happening in my body right now? I'm going to tell you some things I didn't know that remember a few months ago, I broke out in hives in my face. I didn't know what it was. That is a sign of that is a premenopausal thing that could happen. Your hormones are thrown out of whack. I never sleep 3 hours a night. You think, what's wrong with me? Am I losing my mind? I'm getting foggy. Premenopause. And we think something's psychologically wrong with us, but this is a natural thing that every single woman is going to go through. And then for it to be made to such an ugly word, it's something that we naturally go through. It should never be a stigma attached to it. It's nature. It's something that we all will go through. We didn't design our bodies. That's just how God or nature designed us, whatever you believe in. And the fact that Halle is okay and confident enough to say, hey, I'm put the big M on my chest. I'm going to be the one that's going to speak on this. I think that's super dope. Armand, what you think?
I agree. Now, maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe I heard this wrong, but it sounded like to me that the responsibility was not on the doctor necessarily, but it's on women being okay that they're going through menopause. So they need to be okay when men or male doctors or doctors in general tell them, hey, you're going through menopause. Because what it sounded like from her was the doctor was afraid because he felt like women are not ready to accept that reality. So they get upset. So it's not the stigma that the doctors are not telling you. It's that some women, from the way I perceived it, are not ready to accept the reality within themselves. So
you do not need to be a doctor if you're afraid of a reaction. Because so what does that?
I get it.
You know what I mean? That's a slippery slope. I don't want to tell you have cancer because I'm afraid of your reaction. I want to tell you have HIV. You know what I mean? Like that is that's not cool. Like, so I have to not know what my condition is because you're afraid that I might trip. You got to keep it a buck and say, hey, girl, you in menopause. And guess what? There's blood tests you can take. You can check your hormone levels. You can check and say, here, if you're nervous about that, here's your paperwork, lady. We did some blood work on you. You know what I mean? Al, what do you think?
I just love the fact that she's using her celebrity to be an advocate for women's health. And then she has taken it a step further. She's also an advocate for Black women's health. And you know the health disparities when it comes to Black women. So I just love her talking into this space. She can do it with confidence. She can do it with experience. And she's respected and people are going to listen. I can't get enough of her stepping into this health space and saying, hey, this is what we need to be talking about. This is stuff that's always been whispered, but no longer. It's no reason to whisper about this. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but we need to put it all out on the table so that we as women are taken care of properly.
And whenever I can give some extra credibility to something, I will, so people don't think she's just doing this for the moment or whatever. Years ago, I ran in there's like a 5K, Susan B. Komen, they have a 5K in LA. It's like a walk run for breast cancer. And Halle Berry was there at the finish line. There was like a whole reception. And she wasn't just a celebrity that was unapproachable and you just had to like wave from afar. She was coming up to us, hugged me after my race. I'm sweaty, and she didn't care. Like it was that important to her. So this isn't something that Halle just stumbled into. She really cares about women's health. And I really want women to know that. She really is an advocate for real. Because most celebrities be like, girl, bye. Like, you ain't getting your sweat on me. She was in the trenches with everyone, showing how much she really appreciated everybody being there. So shout out to Halle Berry for being real about it. Coming up, we are playing a fun game of Never Have I Ever. Oh, it should be fun. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You know how to
fried chicken?
No, I don't.
You ain't got no
Give me that black card back.
TGIF.
It's not about blackness. I don't make any fried foods, okay? The chat is going in about this fried chicken. Lynette19 said, I am blackity black, and fried chicken is not my favorite go-to meal. Stop with the stereotypes, okay?
Live and interactive.
Oh, Al, you don't even cook, please.
Fried chicken, fried fish. Come on, baby.
On Fox Soul.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
Welcome back to the show. Now, since Armand is new to TGIF, the clan, well, not that kind of clan, our kind of clan, with the C, not with the K, we are going to get a dose of his tea in a fun segment we like to call Never Have I Ever. All right, gentlemen, and I use the term loosely. The rules are simple. I will present the scenario, and if you have done it, you will say, I have. And if you have not done it, you will say, I have not. Al and I will also play along and try not to lie too much. Cue the music.
Please.
Oh, I already know this answer. Never have I ever shoplifted.
Never.
Armand.
But well, like if shoplifting is like stealing from the grocery store or something, or the clothing. No, I've never shoplifted.
Okay.
Now, I've stolen a vehicle. Is that shoplifting?
I mean, on an ultimate level, okay. Oh, I see. We playing semantics here. Okay, car theft, grand theft auto. I believe that. Al.
You know, I've talked about it on the show. I'm that guy that goes to the magazine section in the grocery store and I'm holding them. And when I check out, I definitely sometimes forget to pay it. So that's technically
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. I didn't forget. I went in the store. It was fun. It was JCPenney's back in the day, and we clicked the alarms off and we stole stuff we didn't even need. Yes, guilty. All right, never have I ever cheated on my spouse. Al?
I only had one spouse. Nope, never cheated on my spouse.
All right, Armand?
Oh yeah, I've definitely cheated before.
Okay. I cheated back. I did cheat back, and that was my revenge. I thought that was super whack. I wish I didn't do it. Yep, it was like, okay, now we're even. Oh, we can continue now if you want to, but now. Never have I ever participated in an orgy.
Oh!
Whoever wants to.
Ow! You got that one.
No secret here. I've definitely participated in orgies. I mean, I've even talked about it. So, yeah.
What is an orgy? How many is that? How many is that?
3 or more, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. Okay, yeah.
Armand, have you? Is that a yes for you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I need one of y'all to elaborate. Like this is, I can't just do.
Oh
one
no, I
yes,
can't elaborate on it. It just
what was it?
It was a wild night in Atlanta one day. You know, it was just everybody. We had a sleepover. It was a Christmas Eve, and everybody opened gifts.
Oh, that we're calling it opening gifts. Okay, I've never been in an orgy or even a threesome, so call me boring.
Oh, boring.
I'm sorry. That's too many fluids, and y'all be nasty. Never have I ever spent multiple nights in prison, Armand.
Well, I have.
Never.
How many nights, Armand?
I don't know. It was 3 weeks.
Okay. All right. And never have I ever slept. Okay, never have I ever regifted a gift and gave it to someone. Al?
Definitely have.
You definitely have. You definitely done that.
Definitely have.
And you got that energy.
No, I did. You know how like you go to these celebrity things and they give you the gift bags. And some of them are really good. So I'll take those. I give them to my nieces, my nephews. I give them to my fraternity brothers, because there's a lot of people you got to get gifts for.
Armand?
Absolutely not. I've never done that like that. That's crazy.
My best friend, and I have to put you on blast, I gave her these Gucci glasses for her birthday, and then Christmas came along and she gave them back to me. I'm like, you could just tell me you didn't like them. I could have returned them and exchanged them. And it was like very obvious too. Annie. All right. Never have I ever lusted over someone in church. Well, I don't know if you go to church, so I'm gonna go to Al first on this one.
Oh, definitely. Church houses where you see some of the finest people. I'm telling you. Ooh. Yes.
They do have some good-looking men up in there. Armand?
No, I never lusted over anybody in church. I used to talk to a dude that went to the church, but I never just sat back and lusted. But I haven't been in church in a while. Like I go every, like Easter Sunday type vibes now.
I will say no, because I went to a Catholic church in New England. It was like a bunch of old, worn out looking people that looked like they was around when Jesus was here. So no, there was nobody to lust over in my church, unfortunately. Never have I ever made up a rumor about someone, Armand?
Made up a rumor is crazy. So I don't just lie just to lie. So I would say no, because why would I want to do that? You look lame.
Okay, Al?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
All right, I'm gonna say no, but a lot sure gets made up about me. Okay.
And me.
Yes. That's part of being a sis, I guess. Well, that was fun. Armand, welcome. You got your cherry popped on Never Have I Ever on TJ. How do you feel?
Listen, I feel like y'all know all my tea now. Y'all been
you thought we was gonna be lying about this, and I think we gave you some decent answers.
Y'all both did lie.
What do you mean?
I feel like y'all lied about some of the segments.
I didn't lie about anything.
I feel like you lied about the threesome. Al, you lied about the rumors. Y'all lied.
I've never had a threesome. I'm too lazy. I can barely do it with one. Okay, the next story is an oldie but goodie, but I rushed through this one. Last year, Taraji P. Henson revealed that she's done with dating men in the United States because they've all been ran through. What are your thoughts on this? And do you think guys in the U.S. have been run through? Al, what do you think?
Oh, wow. That's just so crazy. I don't know. I don't know if guys in the United States have been run through. I do know this, that ran through men are praised, ran through women are not. And I think that's probably where she's going with this. So good luck, Taraji, outside of the United States, because you definitely deserve love.
Okay. Armand?
Honestly, I don't feel like straight men can be ran through. I only feel like only men that can be ran through are bottom gay men. So at the end of the day, a straight man cannot be ran through. It is what it is, Taraji. Nice try, but you would still be with that man in the first place. So, sorry.
Are there a lot of never mind. I'm not going to go through that.
There might be a lot of ran through bottoms, but I mean, in her conversation, I don't think that it counts.
I do get what she's saying. I think there was a wrong lingo because you can't really get worn out like that. But yeah, there's a lot of people that brag that their number is in the hundreds or thousands, and that's a bragging point. And just like, yeah, I don't want hoes. We don't want hoes either. Like, yeah, it used to be praised, but I don't want someone that all my people's already been with. I think that's disgusting. Especially, like I said, with them 28% numbers of the herp and all that other stuff out there. No, thank you. You ain't mess up my pH levels. I want to thank my co-hosts, Al Reynolds and Armand Wiggins, for joining me tonight. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Please rewatch it tomorrow. Stay tuned for Street Flavor. And happy Mother's Day to all the soulmates out there. We appreciate y'all and have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend, fellas.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye.